Okay, guys, how you doing? Yeah, got the GoPro, so I just wanted to give you a little tour of my house, the neighborhood. Here we go. Living room, kitchen, pretty nice. All right, stepping outside, we have our lovely garden. Lots of nice tropical plants. Here's the house, right here. Yeah. The gate. Here's my motorcycle, ready to go. Got a new seat put on it. Nice new blue color. Gonna take this extra helmet. So I'm meeting a friend, and they're gonna need a helmet. Stick it on like that. Okay. So, this is my little alleyway. As you can see, it's nice and quiet, not too busy. It's great. It's a really nice neighborhood. Really nice house. I just moved into a new room in the house. A bit bigger, so that's nice. So it's a bit twisty, a bit turny to get out of here. There's always, always someone unexpected coming around the corner. Short little blast down here. All right. Out into Vietnam now. So, during the day and during the evenings, there's quite a big market here, selling lots of fresh fruit, meat. You got your pork, your live chickens and ducks. All right, now out here onto the street. So this is the main street. It's called Giang Vo. It's it's a northwest artery of the city. I'm going to be taking you up north today to the West Lake, which is a really nice part of town. It's an area where a lot of foreigners live. Some nice restaurants. Going to be meeting some people for some Mexican food. So yeah, hopefully the ride is nice and smooth, nothing too scary to freak you guys out. But I just wanted to, give you a little guided tour of some of the drives I do every day. Go, classic Vietnamese four-way stop, not so much. All right. Cruising down. It's a big fancy hotel. It's currently 4:28 p.m. on Sunday. So hopefully the traffic will not be too bad. Yeah. Most of the streets in Vietnam, every street kind of has its own little speciality. So this street is kind of one of the metalworking streets. So a lot of fabricators, a lot of welders. I'm going to be taking you through the embassy district and up past the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum as well, which is quite a well-known landmark. So yeah, we've been lucky so far with the weather. With this big typhoon. it's totally missed us so far. It's been a beautiful weekend. From what I've been reading, the typhoon is going to hit North Vietnam within the next few days and kind of just, dissipate all its energy over the land here. So we'll see how that plays out. See here, it says no left turn. Well, yes, not really true. Yeah, so this is the Ba Ding neighborhood. It's one of the kind of original 4 neighborhoods of Hanoi. It's got a lot of government buildings, quite residential. This is a big public security office, quite imposing. Lots of nice little cafes. Men at work. So yeah, this is kind of the embassy district. So these are all consulates. There's the Russian consulate, I believe. This down here is the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. We'll get a better look at it in a second. Grab a cheeky left here. Whoa, buddy. All right. Yeah, don't watch this part. Okay. You got the green police standing guard. Must be just a mind-numbingly boring job. Okay, so tourists walking about. Here we go into the roundabout. Coming up, and there straight ahead, that's the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, so you can go and view his embalmed body if that strikes your fancy. I've never done it, and I haven't actually met anybody who's done it. The TripAdvisor reviews are quite mixed. It seems like kind of a strange thing. But, the man is still so revered here to such an extreme level. This is the Parliament. The Parliament right here. This again is another government building. We have the President's house coming up on the left. So that's where the President lives. The guy's right in front of me. CSCD. These are it's like a Hanoi SWAT team. So they basically ride around on mopeds with AK-47s. They'll hop out. They'll erect traffic blocks. They'll pull you over. Yeah, pretty scary dudes. You don't really want to mess with them. This is a military installation here. It's quite quiet right now. Not too much traffic, which is nice. Yeah, it took me quite some time to really figure out my way around the city and to become comfortable with driving and getting around. But now I feel like I know it better than I even really, knew London. Directions here can be hard to come by. But once you kind of know the main roads, you know, if you're heading north, south, east, west, the different districts. I find it's quite easy generally to orient myself. So here we go. Okay, coming up to the West Lake now. It is, by all accounts, the largest lake in the whole north of the country. Make of that what you will. It's not that big. So this is the West Lake on the left, and this is called Trukbak Lake on the right. And this is actually the lake where John McCain was shot down and fished out of. And now, as you can see, there's swan boats. You know, that you'll take out for a lovely Sunday afternoon with the missus. And there's the West Lake, so we'll be heading around that a little bit. This is a great place to come for dessert. They have these ladies at the side, the bolbia. It's a nice dessert with some rice paper, some poppy seeds, some coconuts, all wrapped up like a little spring roll. That's the John McCain Memorial right there. So coming up, this is quite an affluent part of the city, northern Hanoi. Like I said, a lot of foreigners live here. And it can be, it's a little, especially the foreigner areas, it's a bit cut off, it's a bit isolated, you know. These people kind of live in their own little worlds, which is why I prefer to live where I do. It's more of a local neighborhood, cheaper, a bit more authentic. But, you know, if you want to come party or eat good Western food, the West Lake is where you come. To get where I want to go, we're going to have to go down a street that's not so nice. Cut across here. Yeah, this street coming up is, it's one of Hanoi's very narrow and very busy two-way roads. So there's a lot of jockeying for position, a lot of avoiding buses and cars coming the other way. Yeah, not the nicest street in the world, but this is a bit more indicative of the kind of driving that you do a lot of the time, which is to say slow, congested. You know, you have to be very deliberate with your actions, choose your moments, seize the gap, and try not to get smoked by, you know, this man in a brown Hyundai. So you can see, I mean, you can see how much life happens on the street here. You know, all these businesses, wide open storefronts, right on the road. You know, little cafes, old women serving iced tea. Actually, you know what? Let's snip down here. It's a bit nicer. Yeah. Is this the right place? I think so. Okay. So this is one of the little peninsulas that jut out into the lake. So quite fancy. Okay, yeah, this is a bit nicer. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Go, another Mercedes, classic. Yeah, so I don't get a chance to spend too much time up here these days. All my schools are located at quite, you know, extreme points of the city. There's a ring road that runs around Hanoi called the 1A, and all my schools are located basically on or outside the 1A, and the 1A is about, I don't know, 10 to 15 kilometers from the center of town and from where I live. So every day it's a bit of a schlep, but I'm getting used to it. Yeah, here we go. Look, it's lovely, right? Nice tropical vegetation, nice palm trees, nice water. There's a driving range out here as well, actually, Dad. That you can hit balls right into the lake, and a little Vietnamese man in a boat, paddles around and actually collects them. So instead of, at your normal driving range where everybody tries to hit the man in the John Deere tractor, here everybody tries to hit this poor guy in a boat. And he actually wears a metal, Vietnamese style rice hat, like this woman on the bicycle. A big oversized one to protect himself from malicious drivers. I don't know, malicious people. But it's a lot of fun. It's a nice way to spend an afternoon smacking some balls into the lake. So here we go. This is another one of the peninsulas. This is the Intercontinental Hotel. Quite fancy. They've built right out onto the water. It's a little bit of a floating village. Floating hotel. This guy right here, he's Hanoi's premier street barber. Barber to the stars. So you go and you get a great haircut there for $50,000. It's about $2. He's deaf and mute, which is great, so there's none of that awkward barber small talk. And he does a really good job. I go to him all the time. Super nice guy. So here we go. This is Westlake. Westlake proper. Quite expensive accommodation, nice restaurants, and there's the view of the city. So I live over by that big, tall building there. That's the Lotte Tower. So that's where we've come from, basically.